Hello, and welcome to Custom Cap Collectors, episode number 10. And so we are looking forward to being joined in a little bit by hat designer Patrick Flanagan, who all of us here have at least a couple Flanagan hats in our collection. And he's knocking on the door. All right,
Hey, there he is.
Hey, there he is. All right.
Hey,
Perfect,
guys.
perfect timing.
House, I love your hat.
Perfect timing. There
All
he
right,
is.
so welcome. I was just about to say we will be joined, but welcome, Patrick Flanagan. Oh, he lost his camera.
Sorry.
So we'll jump into to talking about some of Patrick's hats and the ones that we have in our collection and that we love. But before we do that, we'll do what we usually do, which is let's go around the room. What you're wearing? Glenn, you want to go first?
Sure. I am wearing my favorite Flanagan hat, the Cuba Libre. This one's special to me. It reminds me of a trip I took with my wife in 2018. Yes, 2018. We were on a cruise that went to Cuba. So Cuba Libre has a special place for me.
That's cool.
It's my favorite. Definitely my favorite Flanagan hat.
All right, Patrick, can you hear us? We're not getting any video connection.
Uh-oh.
No. So it seems like we might have lost him.
Yeah, he I have two Flanagans joining. I don't know if either one of these but we can't see you at this point. All right, so we'll jump over to Aaron, give him a few more minutes. Maybe he can work out the
Sounds
logistical.
My scrap type was swinging Shillelaghs from Patrick Flanagan. This was a release that he did on his own outside the link room. But this is one that he had done a previous version, and I can't remember if the versions have a different name. But there's a previous version that I missed out on, and I was thrilled to be able to get this one.
All right, I had a hiccup on my end. I blinked out there for a second, so hopefully.
I keep getting signal notices on my end too. So
are you?
This is just going to be one of those. Maybe this is just going to be one of those nights.
I hope not.
I know
we've had pretty good luck with technology. So, all right, here we go. Let's see if this works.
Is he back?
Greetings again.
There he is.
All right.
Yes, you made it.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
I was closing at work tonight, so I hustled home, and then of course, as soon as it opened it in a separate browser. But we're here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for being with us.
Oh goodness.
Let's get the chat open. And so I just want to say hi to Matt, who was one of our guests last week. So good to have you. And I know that a couple other people said they were looking forward to watching tonight. So maybe we'll have some more people show up in the chat. So Patrick, we were going around and showing off what we're wearing. And it's my turn. So I'm going to make myself big here. And I do have several Flanagans, but I'm going to start off the show with this one.
Very nice.
Just arrived. This came in. I bought this off another person on Buy Sell Trade. And so always fun to have some Christmas clinks. And so I was starting off with this one. It literally just came in the mail. So I was very excited to put it on. And all right. And I'll wait till you're done chewing.
No,
So-
this is
No,
real life.
so-
This is real life. My
So,
beautiful, amazing wife had dinner waiting for me, so I'm
Aw,
sneaking some mac and
Look
cheese over
That's
here.
awesome.
She's amazing. And
lucky you, man.
she can hear me, so I'm not getting brownie points with this, but I tell her all the time. I wouldn't be doing this stuff without her. I was working at a brewery after we got married, and she was like, maybe you should get an iPad and start drawing digitally. And so it all started from there, and then I was able to, practice as much as possible. But I'm here because of you, baby.
and tell us what you're wearing today.
I am wearing Lion Star from, I don't know what Luis is going by, Tanksican, Familia First, and Aurelian.
Yep.
So this was the very first clink I ever saw, scrolling through the algorithm. And I was like, what is
no
that?
kidding.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? And I got hyped about it. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And so yeah, and then I started reading into Clink and all that. And this was after the fact that I had already kind of started dabbling, practicing with digital design, and so I got really intrigued by it. And I'm very stubborn, and sometimes I set goals for myself. And I've told this story before, but it's I was like, all right, I'm not buying a Clink until I get one in.
Ooh.
And it motivated me.
Right.
So I ended up missing out on a lot. But I got this, Matt, through the same Facebook group. I think this one was from Harley Powell. So shout out Harley for making it happen. But this was one of my grails because I was like, my stubborn ass didn't get it.
Patrick, I think that was my first ever pre-order, what you're wearing right there.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and I think you and I we've talked to that. I love the Lions like colors, like the Honolulu blue and all that. Oh God, it's gorgeous. And but I've never really had any like fandom to Detroit. I would totally rock one of their hats. But so this kind of like filled that void as well, where and it also like spoke to me because it did tell a story about Luis's son and stuff like that. So it had so much heart to it. So it really intrigued me and pulled me in. But anyway, that's what I'm rocking.
yeah,
Very
so
cool.
let's talk a little bit. I titled this one the one with the Pope pitching, and so we're as you probably, I mean, you and I have messaged a little bit, on Facebook and whatnot. But honestly, when you made this design, and I thought it was hilarious. It brings in sense of humor and news, international news, the first American-born Pope. And, the picture of him going to the World Series, being a White Sox fan. So just kind of a connection of like pop culture, famous religious leader, sports, just a real mixture of stuff. And there's just the element of just fun to this. That's one of the reasons I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to whenever this ships. And then I put another one up that's a big favorite of mine, which is now I'm spacing on the name, but it's
Way of the Dragon.
Yeah. Yes. And I love designs that really are, really strongly silhouetted against the background. And both of these are, 10 out of 10 for silhouette.
Man. Thank you.
Those are things I like, but I know each one of us here have different Clinks, different Flanagans. So Glenn, what did you got? What Flanagans did you bring to show and tell today?
Patrick, did you hear when I was talking about this one earlier? Or
no, that's right when I was cut off.
Okay, I showed it earlier, but this is my favorite of yours that you created, the Cuba Libre. I did message you. We talked about it briefly. It meant a lot to me. Reminds me of my trip to Cuba with my wife in 2018.
Jealous.
But yeah, I love this one. It's an awesome color palette, beautiful pink UV. And my other two that I have are recent fresh colorways.
Oh, nice.
The
Alex, the
Alec drop. I got into Clink before the original, or not before. I was late to the game when the original was out, so I wasn't able to get that one. But I was super stoked when this one got recolored. And it's like the Verde salsa, throwing heat. That one is an awesome one. And then I also brought to the table this awesome recolor that I missed out on as well. And I don't know, I just love this one. The illumination of the werewolf. It's a great design.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, the wolf.
That one's interesting because it's usually when you think of light design, you think of lighting on that one's actually backlit with the moon tracing out the perimeter of his silhouette. So it's an unusual lighting setup there.
Yeah, Jacobo had done. I think it's just called Werewolves of London. So something.
Oh yeah.
Where it was still, and I ended up being able to cop that one through the group too, because I was late on that one. But that one kind of silhouette the like skyline of London, And I'm when it comes to like the Universal monsters and monster movies in general, like I love the Wolfman, werewolves, like Werewolf by Night from Marvel. And honestly, I was just kind of like one of those instances where I was like just trying to draw something that was kind of like a cool comic book feel to it, and just I don't know, man. Sometimes it works out. So,
Aaron, you want to show some Flanagan work?
Yes, sir.
gosh, I need to
have a
call you
couple
guys
here.
when I'm feeling bad about myself. This is so nice.
What? Please do. Right? Yeah. So I've got a couple here that are that recently arrived. That I'm going to get on my soapbox about one that has not hit the shop yet, and you guys got to hear about this. So this series, Patrick, that you have been working on, just phenomenal. I love these hats so much. You know, I love what you're doing with this. I'm always very partial to Japanese themes designs, and
Yeah, me
and
too.
these are just hitting the mark. You and I have talked about it in messages before, and they're just phenomenal. And it's really impressive to me how well you translated your the small details in your drawings to embroidery, how they've turned out, a testament to to your initial design. And I'm super excited because there's still 2 more left in the series, right, that we haven't seen yet. Because right, because one already came through the shop, and the other one is still due, right? The last one.
Yeah. So Yutori, the one for the Japanese ceremony. That one I actually just today checked the production trackers, so that one got the sample approved today. And then
oh, nice.
I don't know what he ended up calling it, the Nara one. I think it might just be Nara.
Right.
Titled it Sacred. And that, I mean, I legit had my own reference photos from visiting Nara where like the deer are sacred around the temple, and they just are like, they're not concerned with you at all. They sit down next to you. It's an incredible place.
Unless you have a package of crackers in your hand.
Yeah, and then they'll either
in which case then they're all
kick the shit out of you.
mobbed around you. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's one of the reasons that I love that design too, is because I've got a connection to it as well, having been to Japan a couple of times and experiencing the deer at Nara. And the fact that they will, there's some, and I've seen videos of them, but I've actually seen them in person, where if you hold the cracker a particular way, they will bow, before they take it. Yeah, it's really something to see. Now I got to get on my soapbox about something here. Okay?
Please.
And this is for anybody who's listening. What are we going to do to get this hat made? Okay, what do we have to do to get this hat in the shop? Because this design is just phenomenal to me. This is absolutely what every football fan wants to wear, when they're waiting for, when they're looking for their team to do something big. This is this hat is just phenomenal. Like, I can't believe that it's not in the shop. It kills me every time that you repost it, every time that you resubmit it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, do I have to go on a hunger strike or something to a clink strike to wait for it to come through? I mean, because that thing is phenomenal. And
I really appreciate it.
As an absolute football fanatic, it totally speaks to me, and it's something I want to see desperately.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm a big I love sports in general, but like I played football. Like football is my number one, and of course, like, growing up with a Cuban background and Irish ancestry, they you come out of the womb Catholic. So it was kind of one of those things after Holy Smoke where thinking about football and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, Hail Mary, that's crazy. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a sensitivity to it. But I mean, the Pope went through.
Right, exactly. That's why.
I don't know. I haven't directly asked Casey. Casey's been wonderful, man. As far as like when I reach out to him directly, he's been very responsive. And I just don't want to I don't want to be somebody that's pestering him all the time. Like, I know they're so busy in San Diego, and he's busy with Brandios and stuff. So I try to go about it as organically as possible. And I do love getting the feedback from the community as well, because it helps me grow artistically as well. And then also, I mean, when you're designing something for Clink Room, it's specifically for Clink Room, so
Right.
it would come down to that. But I don't know, man, I felt pretty good about that one. And I obviously I'd like to see it happen too. And and you've been super supportive from day one when I posted it. So
absolutely.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
The funny thing is, I wondered about the sensitivity myself too. But when the other one made it through, to the shop and into production, I thought Hail Mary would be a shoe-in. I thought it'd be easy, and that it would make it through. And then go ahead.
No, I was going to say there is one in the Clink Room production queue of like, it's kind of like Lady of Guadalupe, but she's got the fitted on. So like,
right.
I don't know.
Well, right.
There's a hat that's Stigmata, which is much more overtly religious than Mary throwing a football.
Yeah, I bought that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Cliff. That was Rick. I copped
Clifton.
that
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it was an objection to having religious topics, Stigmata would not have gone to the shop, right?
Right.
So
fair enough. Yeah.
the only thing I can think of, and I grew up Protestant, so I don't have any Catholic background, is like maybe Casey's afraid people might think it's sacrilegious. Like, but
I know you had mentioned that too, and I don't know, man. I also try to. I think God obviously has a sense of humor. You know what I mean? And I honestly I did when I approached it. And even the Pope, I didn't want to do it in as like a making fun manner. If anything, it's like, yeah, man, if Mary was around today with the Lord, she'd probably want to play catch with her kid, right? Like, and I don't know. I was definitely not poking fun. And my uncle, of course, Father Flanagan, is a priest.
Oh, is that right?
It. Yeah,
okay.
He thinks it's great. Yeah, my uncle was actually my dad's best man and married my wife and I. But he got a kick out of it, and he's been a priest for years. So Catholic Church approves, Casey.
Maybe.
The only other thing that threw me off about that is how on earth has nobody done that yet? The fact that Hail Mary, you were the first. I'm shocked.
Yeah, divine intervention. Just look at the Irish. Because I do like, I think most of us, if we get an idea and we're like, oh man, this would be kind of cool, Google it, go to the shop, try to see if somebody has done something similar. And sometimes things get slipped by, it just something that doesn't go through or doesn't hit the crits. And then, we have the conversations behind the scenes and that sort of thing. So I definitely looked it up to see if it had happened.
And I was just really surprised that it hadn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you that it never did. I mean, at least you got the jump on it. But but one of these days, man, that hat's got to get through.
Yeah, I'm working on a potential year-end thing where I have my top 25 most overlooked of 25. So the ones
that's a good idea, dude.
Went to crits but didn't get to the shop, and I've gone through 10 months of crits now. So I've looked at 800 hat designs, and it's shockingly hard to whittle that down to 50. I've whittled it down to 50, but I would say 80% of the hats that didn't go to the shop, I can see why they probably didn't go to the shop. But then there's those ones where I'm like, I don't to me, this one is better than some other ones that get made. And you're kind of like,
right.
Sometimes it's just a tough week. There's just a lot of good stuff, or for whatever reason, the voters vote the way they do. So I'm going to jump in and do my, did you finish up, Aaron? Were those the ones? Okay. So here's a couple that I brought out. So we had Lane on, and
nice.
Lane was talking about the Big Five, and I only had the Jagger. He got off the show. I ordered Adrian on Buy Sell Trade had 3 of the other 5 animals, but he didn't have this one available. So I went ahead and got this one. They had the dead stock opportunity, so I now have all 5 of the animals. So very excited about this. The only thing I would say about this is I wish that when they've done the stitching, I wish that they'd made the front elephant stand out just a little bit taller from the ones behind it. But it's got this cool, night vision kind of vibe to it. So that's definitely a a cool Flanagan. And then this one I got also from somebody else on Buy Sell Trade.
Nice, man.
It's a sense of humor. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
is this called writing?
Gone fishing.
Gone fishing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, Patrick, this is a problem hat in my collection
Oh no, why?
because I
'cause
organize
you hate
my
the gators?
animals into air animals, water animals, land animals. This hat keeps moving back and forth between the air and the land shelf
Sorry, buddy.
because it's a mashup. But one of the things I want to note about your designs is the ripple. And so we get the feeling of motion, and depicting motion in a flat two-dimensional object is very challenging.
Mhm.
And yet we get the sense of water and a ripple. And that's one of the things I really like about this particular design. And we're going to see, and I would say, and I have a different colorway of this.
That's
and you also get a
OG.
sense, yeah, you get a bit of motion here too. Like it looks like he's been doing motion. A three-dimensional layout is tricky. And then guess where I got this one from?
Me.
Aries.
And I brought both hats up that we traded for.
Yeah, so we did a little trade ourselves and buy sell trade, and so I'm a huge fan of Greek and Rome. I was a classics major, so I read Latin and I read Greek in college, and I had to learn all the gods and goddesses in both names of both Latin and Greek and this kind of stuff. So I really enjoy the Greek and Latin stuff. And my number one selection, we'll get to this in a minute, for this week's grits was your classic inspired hero. But to me, and I made this the cover photo, this is my favorite of yours of all time. And this is in my top 20 clinks of all time. Again, you feel the motion of the snow. You feel cold. You see this big, as some people call them, fluffy cows out west. And you could tell it's snowing hard because it's built up on the animal's fur, and you get this sense of size. I actually think the blue crown is perfect. It gives you a sense for when you're out there in a heavy snow, and it's just like it's almost blinding. So you get motion, you get a sense of temperature, all this stuff. So that's hard to get into a drawing. And so to me, this is I'll put you on camera so we can catch you if you blush. But to me, this is a work of art.
I'm sure I am, man. I appreciate it so much. And
this
honest
is
God,
art.
guys, like, if
This
I
is
could cut you
wearable
guys
art.
off, it's I don't know, man. I'm still like constantly a work in progress, and I'm like such a big fan of some of these guys like Aurelian and so many of them. I've listed them so many times, and massively shout them out all the time. So I'm just like, I have so much fun with it, and my wife will tell you it's like a majority of the time that's the first thing I'm doing in the morning is like I'm pouring coffee. We're sitting at the table together, and I'm just drawing because I love doing it. So it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much.
And you have actually created my all-time favorite Kong hat, Dia de los Kong. That thing is unbelievable, man. That thing's
Thanks,
beautiful.
brother.
I don't own it. Otherwise, I'd have it in hand right now. I don't own it, but yeah, if anybody has an 8 out there, I would love to get
Bro,
one.
just talk to Adam Gilbert. Somehow he'll find it.
It'll materialize, right? Gilbert's the guy, and find that
sure.
him and Eric really come up with stuff, and
For sure.
but it's what it is, where we have the downfall, Glenn, is the hat size. It's the that's where we can't find the ones that we want, because we can't the big sizes, unfortunately.
Yep.
Honestly, I think you two should start a lobbying campaign with Casey to order one more 8 and one more 7 8s. I'm serious.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, honestly, it helps. Aaron's the reason, so when I did my first round of pre-orders of just doing Flanagan Studios stuff, I don't remember it because most of it's done completely on my dime. Like, it's not like you're, most people in the community are like, who's this guy? Where's the hat coming from? Type of thing. So when it was time for Swingin' Shillelagh's round 2 with Levi, I was like, I literally thought out of house. I was like, I have to get that size because he brought it up last time. And I mean, I'm still sitting on some of those, and it's mainly the fact that I wanted to get it made. So the fact that somebody else wants it in their side, I think it's so damn cool, man. I think us clinkers, and I say it sometimes at the brewery too, because I get to draw t-shirts and stuff. It's like the proverbial 5-year-old hanging your art on the fridge thing. I'm like, that's neat, man. Like, you know,
that is.
So it's cool. It's fun, and I appreciate it.
That's great. And I want to say thank you for thinking of me. You know, I appreciate
Of course,
that,
brother. Of course.
I'm super excited to get this, man.
Yeah. No, man, I packed that thing up sitting right here at this desk.
Nice.
And the other thing I just want to draw attention to before we move forward is just the variety of topics. And so we've got, you know, like Greek and Roman. We've got the Pope and the Hail Mary. We've got Halloween kind of, and then Glenn held the Asian, the Japanese, which is a motif of yours. You've done a couple of different things in that. And then we've got the critters, you know, and so,
Yeah.
you know, some artists, there you go. And the drinking.
Yeah, man. I work at brewery.
Glenn's hobby.
No, that's the Mexican hot sauce.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
okay. Shout out to Sierra too on that one, dude. Sierra's a beast, and another guy I'm a huge fan of. I think my initial one, it was an actual hot sauce bottle, and it was all funky and stuff, and they picked it apart, and it is what it is because it grew into that. And I don't remember how Sierra and I got to talking about it. And then I thought of one of us was like thinking of like the Tapatio. It might have been Creature that brought it up. Like, what if the logo was the thing that came to life? And so Sierra and I started bouncing sketches, and I sent him something super rough and just like blue pencil. And then he came back with something which is essentially that. You know, all the collaborations too, when you're working with somebody that, I mean, for all intents and purposes, is like a level up above you. You're like, oh crap, that teaches me something. Like they did this one little thing that I didn't notice in just an angle or something. And it is humbling, you know, even in my 40s, to be humble enough to learn constantly. And Sierra crushed that one, dude. So I was pretty stoked that one happened.
I sent him. I totaled up all my clinks by the artist, and I sent him a note last week or two, and I said, "You're the number one artist that I own."
Sierra,
I'm a huge fan. Yeah,
heck yeah, man.
And you know, he makes a lot of hats that I just love. So so he was like, "Oh, he was super nice." He was like, "Oh, you know, that's so nice of you to say that." But so speaking of art that we love, we want to make a pitch for you not to give up on these,
brother.
Yeah, right.
So go ahead, Glenn.
God.
Do your thing.
Talk to me, Glenn.
Yeah, well, he already knows. He already knows. I've been campaigning for Bulls on Parade forever, and I couldn't believe it didn't make the necessary votes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And Zach said y'all are thinking about reworking it.
Yeah.
So I really do hope you do, and we can get it done.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It was one of those ones that, like, when we did it, we felt really good about it. And
Hell
then
yeah.
it wasn't going through. And we're like, what's going on? Why isn't this happening? And then we're like, maybe it's a legal thing or whatever. So then you revisit it months later and you're like, oh, maybe we tweak this, tweak that. I don't know. We loved the yellow colorway matching the album cover, but it could have also been something that was a hindrance because, you know, like Taylor Dome Pieces and I were talking today. There's thousands of people that are probably voting that are not active in the community that are commenting, and him saying that kind of did put it in perspective. Is like, there's probably people that don't talk about this with us on a day-to-day basis that are just like, nah, I want a yellow hat, you know, and they're not. Yeah. It's just a quick boom. But no, Zach and I have talked about it, and we do have some ideas for it. And then maybe we just don't lead with a yellow colorway. And the tricky thing is like when you have something you feel strong about, you like put it out there into the universe, and then like I'm already working on something else. And again, it's not my full-time job, so I'm working on this piece, which is kind of probably insane and a little detailed. It's a collaboration with Rory Kelly, So I'm working on that on top of going to work, and then we're also making some home renovations. So we're like, all right, prioritize this right now, and then when do we revisit that? So it's tricky, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot, and honestly, both of these. But the bull for sure. Like people are like, what's
Right.
up?
What else could you possibly do? That's
I don't know.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, we talked about maybe making him more of a drum major. So just getting the
I was
drum
just
out of the
thinking that.
way. So
Right.
it's more on
Right,
the
the
bowl of
baton.
him like traditional mascot,
Mhm.
and it's not, then it's focused on the bowl being the main piece without having your eye trained right on the drum and the bull's eye. And then again, yeah, we probably won't, as much as we love it, we probably won't lead with the yellow dome, even though we may throw one in there just for fun. But we don't get to choose too. So, it helps give it a shot when you do post a bunch of different colorways, because then maybe Casey and them, they'll see something they like, but maybe the voters won't necessarily like it. So,
I would draw your attention to Seamus's Light Your Way. He sent it up in 3 different colors, and it finally got in the shop, right? So, in one of those between colorways, it was actually mostly just color tweaks, and he didn't really change the shape of it. Just tried some different colors, sent it up, and I think the second time, or it got close but wasn't quite, and then the third time it made the shop. And one of the things I've mentioned to a couple of artists going back through the last 10 months of looking at all the crits is you see some hats that it took 3 tries to get them in. And I know that has to be frustrating. You think when you submit it, you're happy with it, and you think this is done. And but some of the artists are, I would say, relentless. I mean, I put Seamus, he if he likes a concept, he's not afraid to send it
over and over. Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like he had the llama one, and that just didn't work out, and he made it a t-shirt, which I bought because I like it. But I wanted to advocate for maybe trying some other stuff with the sand dollar, maybe put it on a sand color, although we just know maybe a tan color, something with more contrast. I love the sort of aquamarine tones there. Maybe go a little bit deeper with the color. I don't know. Play around with it. But Jesse and I both, when this came out, were like, that's immediate buy. Like if that goes to the shop, we're both buying it. So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those
agree.
ones too that one was very sentimental to me too, is because like, I mean, I grew up in South Florida, so obviously spent time on the beach, but we have a sand dollar, like, here in the house, and we still walk along the shore of the lake and collecting sea glass and stuff. So it was sentimental for a lot of reasons, like growing up as a kid on the beach, and now living by the water with my wife. And I think sometimes too is like what people maybe don't see is like the top corner and the bottom corner where like it looks like the sand dollar is chipped away. Like I actually thread matched the thread to the hat, so that would actually be thread on top of the hat too, so it looks like it's sand going on top of it.
Got it.
But I can't explain that when all you see is a quick picture.
Right.
But somebody did mention maybe making the crown more like a Caribbean water, then it looks like, oh, it's sitting in the water in the bottom of the ocean with the sand. So I don't know. Maybe messing with some of the details around the the inner parts of the sand dollar too. Like maybe those are a little too fine. But yeah, I mean, if you guys got any ideas, fire away, man.
Nice.
Both of those, like I would love to see the sand dollar, and Zach and I, that was our like first collab we started working on, and I'd love to see that happen too, because each one of these it's time spent on something that I enjoy. It tells a story, and my fellow collaborators. So it is a little bit of a bummer when you're like, oh man, that one got hosed. Like,
yeah.
But sometimes you visit it months, maybe a year or so later, and you're like, oof, I've grown and this looks better now, so.
The one thing I would suggest is, what if you stripped away all of the elements around it and it's just the sand dollar?
Yeah.
And you made it just a little bit bigger, and maybe you do put some water effects around it. It might be, I'm a Lego artist, not a drawer, but it might not be as much work if you I don't know how easy it is to strip stuff away, but like pare it down and see how
Yeah.
that.
No, that's a good idea. Like maybe those little like ripple effects in the water, the white and stuff like that, because then blowing that up and maybe just positioning the sea glass a little differently. I do love the contrast of the sea glass with the sand dollar too. And again, even the clear parts in the sea glass, that's thread that I was matching the crown to, so it looks like it's see through, but it would actually be stitched. But no, those are great ideas, Matt. And do you prefer Matt or Matthew?
I've been asked that for 50 years and I don't care. People call me.
Same. Like
it's funny. Like I just don't. People
Okay.
call me both, and I just don't care. So I have no
Okay.
preference, honestly.
All
So.
right. Cool.
Do you have a
All right.
preference, Patrick or Pat?
Nah, man. Like when I was a
Okay,
little
cool.
kid, my mom, all 5 feet of Cuban fury, she's like, "Your name's Patrick." You tell people your name's Patrick. But growing up playing sports and stuff like that, Patrick. I got a couple people that call me Patty with 2 D's. The Irish traditional.
Yeah.
And obviously Flanny became like a friend nickname. So hold it down for the Flanagan clan. But no, man, you're good. I've been called a lot worse.
Before we move on to the crits, I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that both of those designs were incredible must-have purchases for me. I even messaged everybody involved with our show and said, please, I'm calling in a favor. Everybody, please vote for this hat. Even if if you weren't going to, please just do it for me because I have to have this one.
Well, thanks, Glenn. I appreciate you, man.
And you could always do like the back hit as a Evil Empire yellow as like a homage to the album.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But yeah, that's all.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we do have some other hats to talk about, and and at least I think we've got some more Flanagan discussion coming up too. But also, it'd be interesting to hear your perspective on some other designs. And so, we've got Snowmore, Mr. Nice Guy 2, and 3 of the 4 of you selected this as something to talk about. And at 5 o'clock, it was getting 48% of the vote. So I'd say that's a very strong vote.
Yeah.
Who wants to comment first?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Right.
I'll go. I posted, actually, I was wearing Snowmore Part 1 today, and again, it's a mistake on the bottom of that one. That's Josh Volz and Sierra, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah. So they did.
Yeah, because they did the original.
1. Yeah, it was a typo. It was a typo, I think. Yeah. So these are from the actual post. They changed it. They changed it in the story. And I'm also a big fan of Creature and Levi. Creature and I talked quite a bit, and Levi and I obviously collaborated. Big fan of those guys. And Josh and Sierra, again, I already mentioned it with Sierra, but both those guys are like, sometimes I see their stuff and I'm like, how does that not get through? Like,
right.
That if that doesn't get through, what's not getting through? And I love the first one. There's so much character. It's hilarious. The yellow snow on the bottom of him. I was wearing the first one today, and it's a no-brainer. I'm like, it's great. It's quintessential Clink. It looks like it could be a minor league hat. And both of them, their art is always just super strong, man. So.
Yeah. Totally agree there. I mean, I'm good with sequels as long as they can carry over the fun and carry over, cool stuff. And that's exactly what this part 2 does. It really carries over the original story. I really like, I just like the feel of it. You can feel that, that he's just tired of, he's not taking these kids crap anymore and he's getting them, That's what I like about that. I think it's fun. So this would be a definite buy for me.
Yeah, I was out of this one as well. Vols and Sierra, anything they do, I'm going to buy. I missed out on the first one. I didn't pre-order it. I don't even know why when it went through. But I missed out on the dead stock drop. Those 8s go fast. All one of them. all
Right.
one or two of them. But yeah,
That's cool.
there's really no more I can say. Just echo what you guys said. It's super fun. I love the snow covered rocks. That's brutal. Uh, but yeah, I would love to have this one. Since I missed out on the first one.
Well, we learned that Patrick grew up on the beaches in Florida. Well, grew up a Midwesterner, so we definitely had some snowball fights and built snow forts. And the rock being in the snowball, that's how you really put a welt on somebody. You put a rock in a snowball, throw that. I don't know, something about the cold, man. It hurts. It really hurts. Like that's how when you find out who's not your friend when they hit you with one of those snowballs with a rock in it, because it's going to leave a mark. You're going to have a
call me crazy, but I don't think it's the cold that hurts. It might be the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but there's something about the cold and the rock, right? Together, it's even worse.
Catching a football or a baseball when it's
right.
cold outside. You're like,
yeah.
Extra.
Bad enough. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Some reason it hurts more when you're frozen.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, so I picked Solara by Gabe, and I feel like a bit of a hypocrite when I picked this because I kind of harp on the fact that I don't like tiny detail stuff, and I worry about how it stitches. And this is loaded with tiny little stitch marks, but I like the figure. I think this would be a different hat, a hat I don't already own. And that's something I'm always kind of looking for. And we don't get a lot of female figures. And so I just think it's a beautiful hat.
Yes.
It didn't vote. It voted okay. You know, it's in the 30s, but it wasn't. I don't expect it to show up in the shop. But, maybe Gabe does some tweaks and it comes back again. I'd certainly vote for it again. And I liked what I saw here. So tip of the hat to Gabe.
And
all
one,
right.
One quick detail on that, if you could go back again, Matt,
sure.
real quick.
Yeah.
One detail that I really, really like about it, and I think we tend to see Casey not go along with this, but I really like the mismatched button and the under visor. Not like neither of them match. The material or anything like that. I like that. I like when you get a little bit creative with the material color, and it helps bring out a little more of the other colors. I think that really works there. I suspect that if this hit the shop, we'd probably see it changed. I bet you that would be a black mono button. I think that we probably would have seen that go away, and that would have ruined it for me. I've been totally disappointed because I love the way it looks right now color wise. I think that's a good choice.
And that's one thing about our panel is I'm all about the logo. Like I will buy a hat. I don't care what the UV is. I don't care what the button is. Like to me, it's the logo. It's what's on the front. When I collect sports hats, I don't care about the side patch, but other people care a lot about those things. And so in the hat collecting community, you just got all types, and you got people who are very strong opinions about visor colors, under visor colors. And for me personally, it's just not something that I see. I don't notice it. Like honest to God, Aaron, I did not even notice the button until you mentioned it.
Really? No kidding. That's funny.
I just don't see it. It's all about what's here. And if I like what's here, I'm going to get the hat.
Same. Sure. I'm sorry to cut you off, Matt, but I'm the same. Like even as a fan, like I'm all about the story too. Sometimes it's just something as silly as like, hey, that's hilarious, or hey, that's really awesome. But when there is a story, I'm drawn to that as well. And again, I was talking with Taylor about it today, as I wonder how many people just obviously Snowmore Mr. Nice Guy is awesome. Like, is it one of those things where somebody would go, well, I don't really like blue, so I'm going to downvote that. Not knowing that Casey may change it anyway, because, hey, we need a purple hat or whatever in this week, so it does make me wonder sometimes in the vote, how many people aren't even looking at the try a new colorway button,
Yeah.
But I agree.
I wish they would
go ahead.
I wish that button out.
What, the try a new colorway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think it's good, but I don't personally think it gets used enough.
No.
I really don't. I think people are either just yes or no, And but I like the idea of being able to do a different colorway. But again, I don't know that it's got a ton of influence. Unfortunately, I don't think people select it as a regular course of action.
I feel like the try a new colorway vote is like on the presidential voting. That's like voting libertarian. You're wasting your vote.
I knew where you're going with it.
That's great. Yes, yeah, that's great.
As a voter, I'm selecting try a new colorway every week. I mean, there's at least one or two hats where I'm like, the line work is good. I like this line work. I'm not in love with the color choices. And so for me, it's a button I've always used. Every week I'm using that button.
So Glenn doesn't want you voting in his district.
No. I mean, I guess I am kind of throwing my vote away, but I mean, if I vote for that, that means I'm probably not buying it in the colorway it is right now, but I would buy it in a different colorway. So.
But see, like Flanagan said, like you might not even get it in that colorway. How many hats that get totally changed with the colors? Like,
you never know, man. Yeah. Zach, the Bulls on Parade that had like 10% or more in the try new colorway too.
Is that right?
Really?
Pretty high, yeah. So we were like, maybe that's something to think about. So
right.
I don't know. Anyway,
it's those dirty
yellow crown
people.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
those people,
I think so.
People who don't want their fingerprints on a yellow crown.
I guess so, man.
Aaron was probably one of those 10%.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny though, Matt? My concern is never with the crown. It's always with the brim. Because I grab my hat by the brim way more than I grab it by the crown.
Yeah.
Way more.
Truthfully, Aaron, in the last couple of weeks, I've noticed some of my more used clinks. Like I've actually started to notice that there's lighter spots, and I'm like, I'm going to turn into Aaron. I'm going to start obsessing. But actually, it's some of my
dude. Glenn's keeping his chrome dome beautiful. Look at that.
It's
nice and white.
But ironically, it's some of my dark blue black brims that I actually can see. I don't know if I have stuff on my fingers, but I see that it's lightened up the brim.
The black ones, I don't know if you can see it. I always get stuff on the black ones.
Yeah.
The black ones are the worst for me.
I agree.
I'm telling you. And I don't even eat like powdered donuts or nothing either.
That's why you need to have one of these at all times. Got to have that horsehair brush. Got to have that brush handy.
Got to have one of those plastic gloves to move your hat.
There you go.
Like the food service workers, you were like, hang on.
Yep.
Let me wash my hands and change my gloves.
I love it.
All right.
In the chat, Adam said when you were talking about the colors, he said, Matt, quote, I don't see color.
I don't see the color of the UV.
Oh, that's funny.
Look at behind me. I'm obsessed with color. I have all of my Lego sorted by color, which is a huge fight in the Lego community. Do you sort your parts by shape, then color, or do you sort by color, then shape? This is a color guy right here. I'm in the minority. I sort by color.
Can I tell a fun story about our trade?
Yeah.
Please do.
So we traded some hats, Matt and I actually brought them out because they're super dope. Being from Florida, obviously, I was like, sweet, represent the Panthers. And he had the dope, like Duncan Toppers, Hartford Yard Goats. And then I also got, you'll tell me what it is, but I was like, what is this? Did he mean to put this in here? It was like a little vine or something, right, Matt? I had a Lego in the box too. And
that's hilarious.
It was like, am I on a mission now? Am I supposed to do something like that I don't know? Is this going to start my Lego building career?
Right. You got the side quest.
So I told my husband about your message, and I said, I traded a hat with this, designer fan, and he messaged me about it. There were some Lego pieces that ended up in the box because I had used that box to like store some stuff, and I just didn't get it all out, and I said, he asked, do I need the parts back? And my husband just leaned his head back and started laughing. And he's like, he doesn't know you have like a million Lego parts.
I was ready. I would put that in an envelope. You might have got another sticker or two out of it too.
This is just brown.
Oh wow, man.
And
That's
then,
crazy.
God bless.
here we got tan. Just small
Wow.
parts.
Jeez, man.
All right. We're going to have a 3-hour show if we don't talk about some other hats.
I
But,
know, right?
I mean, I'm having a good time. No complaints.
I am too. And I really appreciate you guys having me on and like putting up with me getting off work and stuff and eating
Well, we got-
macaroni and cheese.
You're all good, man.
We got the East Coast West Coast problem with our show because I mean not problem, but there's 3 of us in the East and then 2 of us in the West. All right, I this is my top pick of the week, and I'm not doing this just because Patrick's on it. I'm a huge fan of Greek and Roman stuff, and I already showed off the Ares hat, so there was a previous version of this which I also really really wanted to hit the shop, and so. I was in our private chat. I was like, "This is the one for sure. We'll buy if it goes in the shop." So I'm hopeful. Do you have any good news to share with us or anything? Oh, I
No.
like that. I like that that hand gesture. That wasn't a no, so I'm feeling better. All right.
Okay, good.
You know what's
Aaron-
funny is
Aaron?
they don't like we don't talk about the fact like people will post like right away sometimes in the storyline
Yeah.
if something gets a contract, and I don't know. They've never said like, "Hey, we'd love for you to keep this a secret until Friday or
Right.
whatever."
Sure.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I've not signed an NDA or anything like, so I just don't know what Casey and the team prefers. But Matt,
Gotcha.
I think you'll be happy.
All right, I should start saving my pennies. All right, good.
I
good.
think you'll be
Good,
happy.
good.
I really appreciate it.
Good.
Taylor and I like
Let-
obviously this was another one that like, man,
Right.
dude, it was like so fun. I had already kind of looked at some Grecian pottery because Todd Mazzy and I did a Pegasus. So I'd already wanted to do these colors originally, and Todd kind of wanted more of like the whites and blues because Pegasus is white, like Greek traditional.
Right.
I got to start working on that one again too. But so when Taylor shot me a thing about like the Greek pottery, I was like, dude, I already have these reference photos. Like I was looking at this months ago. So when we worked on the first one, I was definitely more like, I mean, you can see it. It's like boulder line work, very cartoony, very mascotty. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking more where the copper would be the outline. So then I got out of my own way again and listened to his advice. And the second one, I actually had a lot of fun with, and I liked that it was full body. But it didn't go through or whatever. And it was kind of one of those things where I was like, all right, well, if we can zoom in on this and show more of the story, like right in front of you, like there's no denying what you're looking at. It's Perseus, right? Matt, that had the head of Medusa.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was kind of inspired by a lot of different myths, Achilles, Perseus, that sort of thing. And we're really hoping for like metallic copper stitching on a dark stone. Maybe even
That's
on
all.
it.
That's the only thing that makes sense. If it does,
I used copper.
yeah, I'll riot if it doesn't come with metallic copper stitching. I mean,
Casey
come on.
doesn't like metallics either, though. So, like,
But in
you got to
some
get it.
cases, though,
So good,
in some
though,
cases,
like,
though, it makes sense. Yes,
so
right. Yeah.
sharp, man. Like when the light hits it. And then with
Yeah.
something like this, even the darker one, I forget what's the metallic black. There's not just, I think so. I think that's it.
It's like metallic pewter, right?
But there's 3 colors in this. That's it. The metallic pewter, the metallic copper, and then the black, and that's it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
we'll keep our fingers crossed that it comes from metallics, because I mean, I can't imagine, I can't get it out of my brain in any other version. Honestly, it's got to have metallics at the very least. It's got to have metallic copper. I mean, it just I couldn't imagine any other way. And truthfully, if I can kind of pivot a little bit, I see gold horn the same way. If that doesn't come with metallic gold, stitching for the horns, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
mm-hmm.
So it just makes sense, and I really hope that we get to see it that way. But yeah, both of these hats are just top notch, and I'm glad to see Demigod finally get finally get an opportunity, because man,
And
I would have bought it. I would have bought every previous version of it.
thanks, bro. And shout out
Yeah,
to Taylor
for sure.
too. Like anybody that interacts with Taylor, Mr. Dome Pieces over there, dude is just like a beacon of positivity of like
Absolutely
lifting up the community. And it is one of those
Mhm.
things where it's like I told him in a collab, like, man, when it doesn't get through, I feel like I let them down too. So then I'm like bummed because I wanted it to go through, but then I also let somebody else down. So it is very exciting when something gets through to that you both get excited about. And he
sure.
deserves it.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome. He's a
He's a good guy.
friend. So I'm happy for him if it hits the shop as well.
Glenn, you want to talk about gold? What you liked about Goldhorn?
Yeah, Zach's in the chat. He said Black Pearl was what you were trying to.
Yeah, dude.
There we go. There we go.
Shout out Zach.
Yep. Goldhorn. I thought Goldhorn was badass. Milos, he can do no wrong. But like Aaron said, it's gotta be metallic. It's gotta have that sheen to it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like just the way he did this, and like you can see it shining, even though it's just the mock-up, like the blacks and the whites that he used in with the gold as well, like you can see the shadow and the shine and the sheen. And I love that he put the little bit of gold in the eyes too. I really like this one. It really, like, as soon as I saw it, it kind of struck me. And I've definitely voted for this one.
Yeah, me too. And again, Milos is one of those guys too, and I've told him this privately, publicly. He's one of those guys that I see his work and I'm like, again, how does this not go through?
Thank you.
There's a lot of really, really fun ones in this week, but holy crap, does that thing stand out right on the crown?
Right.
I'm a big fan of his. He does awesome work, and there's been some frostbite with the saber-tooth ice skull. I was like, what? How? Like, please, like, I'd buy that one like immediately. It was the one where it was like the saber-tooth skull made out of ice. Didn't go through. And it was another one of those ones. I'm like, how in the world? Like, if that's not going to get through, like, I might as well just hang it up.
Right.
And this is one of those ones, man. It's awesome. It's strong. That'll embroider like bonkers. And from far away, you'll know exactly what you're looking at, I told Taylor today too, it'd be kind of dope. Like, you would entice some fans of, Southern California if you put it on like a navy or a blue crown too, I don't know if they'd be able to do it, but either way, it's a dope design, and Milos is a beast.
Yes.
I just want to talk about metallic for a second. I'm a huge fan of what Toppers has been doing. Pat, Topper Store is in love with metallics, and he showed this off today. And I hate the flyers, but man, I want that hat. I want that hat. Like, I want to show a couple other. This has some metallics around the edge, but the Seattle Kraken. Look at that shine on that thing. That is just. We need that on the horns for the hat we're looking at, the clink hat we're looking at, and he's got another one in here.
I have a Browns hat from them. It's my only Browns hat. Like, I was born in Denver, so I'm a Broncos fan, but I'm like, they dropped a Browns hat with the dog logo.
It's on its way to my house.
Dude, you got it. It's all metallic.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, I'll rock that Browns hat, as long as they're not playing the boys in orange and blue. But it is an awesome hat.
Leon in the house.
Oh, nice. What up,
Leon? What's going on, Leon?
Zach said the horns remind me of Spiral Noodle, and now I'm hungry.
I got some homemade mac and cheese thanks to my wife. Come on over, Zach.
All right. Well, let's go to another slide. And I am not much of a drinker, unlike my friend Glenn, but I absolutely love this. Glenn. And so Seamus actually, he and I messaged a little bit about this. He was working on some tweaks to it, and I don't want to take any credit, but I was happy that he added more snow. That was one piece of feedback. I was like, it needs a little more frostiness, and so he took that and added some more frostiness. So I'm happy. I would buy it, even though I only drink mixed drinks. And Glenn, I know you loved it. So what else? What do you love about it?
I loved it. It has a wintertime feel. It has a even though it's not Christmassy, but just I guess maybe because it came out this time of year, it has a Christmassy feel to it. You know, like maybe getting together with loved ones that you don't always see, and clinking beers together. Um, it's very similar to the Clink Room, one of their logos, the
Yeah.
secondary or tertiary logos with the pins. It's reminiscent of that.
It's more than reminiscent. It is that.
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
It's exactly
Seamus actually took that image and said, "I want to make a hat."
right
Or that's
on.
blown up.
We need that then. And it would look great with the pin that has that on there too. And the perfect beer is so cold that it's starting to get a little bit of frozen inside of it, but it's not frozen, but it's got like just a little hint of just barely starting to freeze. That's like perfect beer with an ice cold mug or a Pilsner glass. I'm mouth watering as we speak.
Thirsty. I'm about to go to the fridge and crack open a PBR. Man.
Right?
Making me thirsty.
Yeah, I definitely would buy that one. That was one of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorites of the day. Maybe probably top 3 favorites.
Well, I also have his previous the neon one that he did. So with the steins.
I like
with
that one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I have that one too.
Yeah.
It looks good. So, and Patrick, what'd you like about the Monterey Por Vida?
I love the scenic ones, and especially when there's really neat use of the border too. That it actually does tell part of the story as well. Also, Jake's like one of the first friends I made in the community. I don't know if we got started like right around the same time or whatever, but he was one of the first people that we started bouncing ideas off of each other and stuff. And I really enjoy his work, and I think he's like very versatile as well, where he can do something like this and then do that. Dude, show me the bread, the goose with on the pole. Like he'll do something like
Oh,
this.
great! Yeah, that's so
something
good.
like that. That's so hilarious. So I'm he's a buddy of mine, but he's also like I'm a fan too. And I know people where it's like leaving notes about like certain details and that sort of thing in the bridge and whatever. It is kind of one of those things too that it's like as an artist you're like you see how other people start to stretch the boundaries of what they can do with the embroidery, so you're like, all right, well maybe you can do this and this. Would Casey maybe take this and tweak some of the lines here and there? Possibly, but why not give it a shot if it's something you feel strong about? And he obviously put some time into this one too. But yeah, there's no telling. Like, and I think Matt, you've had the conversation where you're like, you wouldn't pre-order it because you're like, I want to see how it will embroider, and that's totally fair. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you're asking somebody to spend $55 on a hat, so you want to be happy with that hat. Like you said, it's wearable art, but I'd be very intrigued to see how this one would turn out. And I mean, it's tough that it's at that vote, but the art is awesome. And, at the very least, I know Jake has busted out some shirts and stuff like that. I also met my wife in California. I lived out there for a couple years. We hung out in Monterey here and there, and she loves otters as well. So the whole thing, like the whole vibe on top of the artwork being cool, that's why I chose it as one of my 5.
My only suggestion would be I wish that the border of the otter was just a little bit thicker, just a little bit heavier. If you don't really look carefully, you might not see the animal. And I think just a little bit more definition would enhance that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
All right. And
Uh,
I have no doubt that Ice Cold Draft would stitch well. Like that's the kind of
yeah, of course.
that's the kind of logo that's just going to look good. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's
Mhm.
and that's one reason why I picked Frost Fox. I like a good clean silhouette. I like
Mhm.
contrast with the background, and this is kind of almost a monochromatic shades of blue, and then it's got that hit of red in the eyes that just really make
Mhm.
the eyes stand out. And so this is one that I would have a hard time not buying this one. Like I think this would
Yeah.
really look good. I like hats that you can read from
Symmetrical.
symmetrical. I like animals. I like hats you can read from 8 to 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Teacher. There's someone who follows me on Instagram that says something like their handle was like no hats in the classroom. I'm like, I wear my hat in the classroom. I used to wear it to the classroom and then take it off and set it on the table. But I have a big old chrome dome here. So and after COVID, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear it. They see me in the
Yeah.
hallway wearing it. It's not like they don't and I know that maybe some people probably think it's unprofessional. I'm a professor and I'm wearing a hat, but you would not, or you might, but students, especially male students, will come up and just talk to me about the hats. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll say,
Yeah.
why are you wearing this one today, professor? And it breaks
Right.
the ice and it gets us talking. And I'm not just this, older professor guy in the front of the room. I'm someone who also loves hats. And
Yeah.
so if it helps to connect with students who might not be excited to be sitting in American government class that they're required to take, let's be frank. I'm a person and not just a professor, and that's one of the reasons I wear the hats. But, anyways, that's a side tangent. But I like this. It only got 32%, so it's probably not going to show up in the shop. But maybe if he does some tweaks, I would vote for this again. So, Glenn,
Did this one really only get 25%?
well,
dude.
5 o'clock.
That's
Yeah.
criminal.
I see how
Uh,
changing hats.
I like this one. I
There you
liked.
go.
I liked. Didn't you have 2 iterations of this one?
Yeah, so I did the subtle letter form there. Like the saber tooth itself is like an L, and then the tar dripping down it makes the A. I, as I said, I lived in LA for a couple years, and it was like one of the first things I did when I moved there. My dad and I went to the La Brea tar pits. I'm fascinated with saber-toothed cats and like the dire wolves. It's like just blows my mind that these things actually existed. So it was really neat to see that. So I did one where I just completely removed the bottom arm, and it was just like the top arm, and it was like almost like a logo form, just leaping. But this is the one they chose for that. I don't know if it would make sense to give that a shot. I do have some other ideas now that it's been some time and looking at it, but I don't know. This was another one that I felt pretty good about, and got a lot of good responses from it. So I should probably keep giving it a crack, I suppose.
Yeah, I liked. I remember. I don't remember exactly what both of them looked like, but I just remember I loved both of them, and I remember not being able to choose if I had to choose. Like I was like I don't know, because I remember you posted something
Right.
about like which one do you prefer, and it was like a vote or something, and I was like I literally don't know. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, it was literally just like it was
yeah.
dripping out of
Yeah.
the tar. I had a couple inspo photos to that, and I actually have one of Casey's hats that I love. I'll change again. I'll pull a house. Is the Jungle Cats.
Oh yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
it's like kind of what you were saying, Matt. It's like symmetrical.
Yeah.
It's got the those vice colors. Being from South Florida, I was like, got to get that one. I think this was my first dead stock pickup. And he mentioned being really inspired by the oh my gosh, it's Tiger Beer from Singapore, that he loves that logo. So I was like kind of looking at that too, and also pictures from La Brea of some of the like skeletons of saber tooths and stuff. So I don't know, man. Hopefully that could probably be one I'd revisit, because I feel pretty strong about it, and I guess people enjoyed it.
For this voter, if you went with a light gray crown, I would love it a lot more, because
Did you
I like that contrast.
Did you
And
both
Yeah,
try
more
colorway?
contrast.
I did vote. No, I did vote for this. I voted
No,
for this
I-
to go to the shop, but
No,
I
I just
would
meant
just.
try colorway.
This was not one of those times I used the other colorway, but I would love this on a lighter shade of gray so that you can appreciate the drip more.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
I
see
want to
that.
see that drip from a little bit of a distance. I want it to be obvious that there's something
Mhm.
dripping off the paw. And it's hard, and Casey often changes the crown color anyway. So that's one reason why I voted for it, because I thought Casey might lighten this up, which would be my leaning. That would be my preference personally, would just be a little bit of a lighter tone on that so you could see the drips better. But that's, I mean, honest to goodness, that's the only thing I would like to see. I would just like to see it on a lighter shade.
Okay.
I like the figure.
Oh, I appreciate that. I did it, I think, on initially I did it on like purple black with like a Vegas gold, obviously leaning into that LA crowd, not a Lakers fan, but I'd still like rock that because of my time in LA too, so.
And you'd get Cap Fiend's vote, so.
There we go, man. Game on, dude. Yeah, hell yeah.
For sure.
Kings colors and Lakers colors.
He does love a good purple hat, doesn't he?
Yeah, man.
All right. I selected Wolf Spiders. I like the clean edge on the design. I like the kind of joke with the wolf on a spider. It looks a little scary. I could wear this in October for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And the extra eye is just really kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Obviously, it did not vote particularly well. I was going back through the hats that didn't make it in 2025. A couple artists I showed up again and again, and Junker was one of those. I felt bad because I saw some of the hats that he submitted over 2025, and a lot of them just didn't make the shop, but he did some good work.
Yeah.
And so this is another example where it's a pretty good design, and it's probably not making the shop right now, which makes me a little sad because I'm sure they put time into this thing.
For sure. And I think I'm glad you actually have both of these right next to each other. Wolf Spiders was, I know you prefer to like stick it around the 5, but that one was definitely on the cusp for me too. I think it's a great concept. And I think I said this to Creature today too. Neil, who's 14.8 with Clouded Leopard. And I think Junker can kind of fall into this category as well, as just completely underappreciated and underestimated for how unique they are. Like their artwork is incredibly unique.
Yep.
And like I know Junker's been doing this now for a little bit longer, but you see Neil's work and that's Neil's work. You know what I mean? And right away, and
sure.
Junker, him and Levi had the one with the like the all-seeing raven or something that was kind of along the similar style of this as well, that you're like, man, I kind of want to see how that embroiders. Like I voted for them. And I think they would embroider well. And like Neil's work, like absolutely 100%. I mean, for all intents and purposes, like look at the symmetry, like style of the cat and stuff, but completely different execution and a different concept altogether and a completely different style. I voted for Clouded Leopard too, and I love the colors too. So I think both of these would be really dope. But again, it does come down to the vote, and ultimately, if Casey thinks that it would do well in the shop too, so.
And I'll toss out 2 more names. I think 14.8 is completely underestimated by voters. Every single hat that man sends would stitch amazing. Like he thinks about how it would stitch, and he uses thick enough blocks of color that it's gonna just look fantastic on a hat. Another guy that often is underestimated voters is Ed Weird.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has a kind of his own
100%.
sense of humor. He has his
sure.
own art style and it just makes me sad because he does some good stuff, and it deserves to be sold, frankly.
Yeah. No, good call.
Hey,
All right.
Zach's definitely in that category for underappreciated, doesn't get enough designs into the shop. Outstanding artwork that, for a while it's felt like week in, week out, he was just getting denied. for a little bit of stretch, and it was like, come on, like I was like, I'm always pulling for him, but he had like a stretch where it was like he couldn't get something in, and I was like disappointed every week. Like, how is this not in there? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy to me. Some of his. Oh, but yeah, water hazard.
I was like, that's not a
Segue.
good segue, Glenn. I was like, keep going.
Well, yeah,
Right?
Water hazard was outstanding. That was actually my favorite design in crits today. Um, I love the artwork. I love how fun it is. Um, I mean, you see the he's about to whack the hell out of this cute little frog with this flamingo that totally sees it coming. The visor that matches it all. The button tie-in with the visor. I mean, I love
Wow.
every aspect of it. Even the Argyle sweater
Yeah.
or golf shirt, I should say. It's just perfect for me. I love it.
Yeah, same,
Yeah,
man.
I'm with you, Glenn. Yeah.
I again, growing up in Florida, like this one, I feel targeted. And again, that South Florida vibes too, with that like floral visor and stuff. I messaged both these guys and I was like, I'm in. Like, I want this one. I checked with Zach. I don't know if he got a message or not yet. But I think it's awesome, and I do love seeing that they're branching out with more fabric colors that they're able to use now, like the the plaid, and using more of the camos and stuff. So it's and Zach, I feel like, has kind of pushed for that too, with like using more of the like black tonal camo and stuff like that. So this is an awesome design. It's neat. It's fun. This was also, I think, a collab with Creature. He's not listed on the crits, but this was another collab with Creature.
So I have a story that relates to this one. I grew up mostly in the Midwest, and my dad goes down to Florida for a work trip, and he goes out, and he's a very, very novice level golfer, but he's like, he hits the ball not where it was supposed to be. So he's like walking over to, and he notices there's an alligator right there,
Yeah,
and he's
man.
like, maybe I'm not going to go get that ball, right?
Leave
So
it. Just leave it where it lies,
that's
man.
not a Michigan, Indiana worry. You worry about the sand trap. You don't worry
Yeah.
about the alligator trap. So,
Yep. Yeah, there's a course probably like 10 minutes from my dad's house that it guaranteed, like, especially on the back nine, like it's out, like there's not a lot of development around it, and guaranteed every time I've ever played that course. And again, I'm very novice as well. It's almost like having some Coors Lights and also playing golf. But we always see a gator on that course every single time, and I'm like, yep, that one's gone. That one's just gonna stay right over there. I'm not messing with that guy.
well, we got our answer from Zach. That one did not get a
That's
contract.
a bummer, man. That's a bummer. I wouldn't give up on it, dude.
Yeah, don't give up on it. And the other thing I would say, in our chat, I'm going to contradict what I said earlier in the show, where I said I don't pay any attention to the brims and buttons.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I actually
can't
bought
not pay attention to that one, man.
Right. How could you?
I
Yeah.
actually bought the Gabe hat for the floral brim because I wanted the floral. I mean, I like the logo, but honestly, I like the brim even more than the logo. I
Yeah.
wanted the green floral brim, and I bought the hat. I pre-ordered the hat. And this is another brim where I would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Mr.
Oh,
Mr. I'm just all about what's right here. This
Right,
is all
yeah,
that
exactly.
matters.
Right.
It's that 1 in 200 times where I actually noticed the brim.
yeah.
And
Well, I
I've,
mean,
I've
those
got
are
a hat with
standout.
that floral brim. Yeah, I've got a hat with that floral brim, and it turns out good. It looks really good.
Yeah, they're cool. Pro Image Florida, like in Orlando, I think has done it a few times with the Marlins and stuff. There's a bunch out there probably, but it's sharp. It's cool. And it's like, that's what you're going to wear when you're going to go on vacation down by the beach. You're like, that one's going on the trip with you.
Yeah, that's a super fun one. I would love to see that get through.
And then Aaron, you had Spirit of the North?
I did not. So I'm not sure where that came from, but that is not my choice.
Did I miss?
You picked that one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought I
that's
I
okay.
thought that was in our email, but
TT. What's your cat's name, Glenn?
did I
The
skip?
only
This
the
one
only
is
one that
Charlie.
I'm not that we haven't seen so far was Death Drip. That's what I had put up.
All
The
right,
one with
give
the
me a
3
second.
skulls.
Yeah, give me a second.
It's okay.
I thought you put Spirit of the North, Matt.
No, if I did, it was an accident. That's not what I did. That was not my select. My selections are all in here. Like I made sure I
Oh.
counted 5. So that's my error. So the death drip is the 3 skulls.
Actually, Matt, you did put in Spirit of the North.
Well, that was a
Yes, you
copy
did.
paste error. All right. Well,
There it is.
moving right along.
Right.
How about we skip mail call? We're running a little long already. We'll pick up with mail call next week. We kind of let's jump in. We got a couple more slides, and then we got the crits to shop. Here in Atlanta, we've got a aspiring hat designer named Daniel Pack, and he has some hats that come out at Kick Theory. And my team, literally 12 minutes from my house, is the Gwinnett Stripers, which is a grandiose. They did both the worm on the hook and the bass on the front. And I have 4 or 5 different versions of this hat already. But I like this, putting the baseball behind it. And this just dropped on Saturday, so it dropped 2 days ago. And I told Daniel I was going to mention it. We don't do a lot of sports hats on this. We tend to focus on custom, but I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to one of my local friends here who's trying to get into the hat business. So good luck to him. And this is not his first one. It's like 5th or 6th hat that's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, Daniel Pack's doing good stuff.
Most of us at least some of us have used the Hat Ninja. And if I used it, for example, to that picture on the right is several orders that I sent to Japan. The Hat Ninja pulled those orders together, held them, and then sent them all over to the United States. For quite a while in Toppers, there were Europe-only hats and America-only hats. And so if you wanted certain ones, they can't legally ship direct to the States, so you had to have a reshipper. And so I used the reshipper Hat Ninja in Japan. And he's been helping people out getting Japanese exclusives, European exclusives. If you want to order from like Just Fitteds, which is based out of Berlin, you can use that Ninja to get him to the States. And I used him about 3 or 4 times. And so we've messaged a bunch of times, talked about non-hat stuff, what it's like, living in Japan. So he has his own hat. And this is Leon's Leon's gig, the capologist, and they work with an artist. And so that's his logo that he has. If you buy from the Hat Ninja, he gives you a little sticker and you get some freebies when he repackages your stuff and does all the customs forms. And so he's worked with Leon over the years. So
in a while back that with that logo too, I believe.
Yeah.
I got it because I know I've got one. You want to see the hat?
Yeah, you got it.
I got it today.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
Yeah. It arrived today.
Sweet.
It's very, very nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Hat Ninja.
Some color. Oh, yeah. It's personal.
Nice, gray, simple, clean, gray V. But yeah, really nice design, very clean. Embroidered, really, really, really sharp. It's a good hat. I'm happy with this, most definitely.
Well, it's definitely on my my wish list, so it might end up in my hand sometime in 2020.
Great, man. Now you just sent me down another rabbit hole. Well, what's funny is so when I was in Japan, I lived in Osaka for like 2 months for work, and I'm like, man, it'd be really dope to have a Hanshin Tigers fitted, a 5950, and it's literally the first picture on his page. He has their away.
He's a big fan. He's a big fan of the Hanshin Tigers. Yeah, he can most definitely help you out with getting one of those.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
And Ebbets also has the Hanshin Tigers, I believe, but it's like a throwback. It's the
they
old
did.
one.
I think since everything shifted, I don't know if they still do. I'm not sure, but yeah, that he's got a metallic gold 5950 right on the front. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, with all the hats you're about to sell, I mean, you could.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
Right. And so usually what we do towards the end here is we just run through the things that got voted on a week earlier, and then like whatever tweaks Casey did when they go to the shop. And so this was probably I can't remember. I think this was definitely one of my 2 top choices for last week. So I was thrilled that it made the shop, and I like the original and I like the shop version. The cap flying off to me adds just a little bit more sense of motion.
Yeah,
and
that was a great
speed.
touch.
I think it's an improvement, and I'm thrilled with both versions, but I will definitely be pre-ordering this one.
Yeah, I love it. That's
it's a winner.
That's Brian's first, and he's like super excited about it, and he does a lot of fun work, man. And
no doubt.
What you were talking about earlier is like showing the movement, like just adding the little beam flying off shows a little bit more movement, but it's a lot of fun.
Right.
Like it was. Yeah. I absolutely voted for it, and it was one of the ones that like I showed my wife, and she's like, "That's adorable." So like, I'm like that means I can get it. But it's awesome, man. I really like this one, and I'm really happy for Brian. It's a cool piece.
I liked last week when Matt Wilson said it reminded him of the beaver from Lady and the Tramp. Because it 100% does. It makes me laugh. I was literally laughing out loud when he brought that up.
That's funny.
The laughing beaver reminds me a little bit of Caddyshack.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's important to note that it has no affiliation with either of those licensed properties.
Right.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't think I noted this on the pre-show, but this hat with the reindeer.
Yeah, it was like
I was wearing
Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, originally it was called Jolly Rancher. I can only guess why they didn't put that on the title card, but didn't want to get sued. Another one that I absolutely loved last week was Branch Manager. Any comments on the color changes, the tweaks?
No, not really.
I don't normally love that bright green for an undervisor, but in this case, I think it fits well. I think it's a good change. It brightens up the imagery a little bit more. So you have that double outline with the black and the green, and I think it really helps the logo just through it. It definitely pops more off of the crown, and I do like that change.
Do you wish that the button was the same color? Or do you like the dark button?
I'm good with the black and with the button matching the brim. I think in this instance, I think it looks good that way.
Yeah, it would be too much if the button was the bright green.
Bright green.
Yeah. Typically for me, if it's a two-tone, I'm good with the button matching the brim. But if it's a mono crown, I think it's a nice touch when you do the different colored button to the undervisor.
Yeah.
I like the shop version generally better. My only reservation is that by brightening the background, you lose the pop of green on the left when it was the more olive green. That one green shoot really stood out and kind of caught your eye. But now that it's a darker, not a darker, a little bit brighter, I feel like the little green shoot is a little bit lost in there because it's also got that lime green kind of outline around it. But it's still going to be a pre-order for me. So I don't. These are little quibbles, but I like the humor of it. It's a clean design. Kids in the back row will know what I'm wearing.
God, I'm going to be thinking about that quote now while I'm drawing. I'm like, they're not going to know what this is at all.
I mean, it is a thing that I think about. I mean,
do it for the kids, Flanny.
I know, man. It's true though. Like you do some where it's like more of like a logo thing, and then the scenic stuff sometimes maybe a little bit too much detail. I had somebody say that to me today at the brewery. Actually, he's like, some of them I can tell right what it is when I walk up to the bar, and some of them I have to kind of look at it for a second. And I'm like, yeah, I guess some of them stand out a little bit more than others from 10 feet away.
I don't want anybody to have to violate my personal space just to figure out what I'm wearing. Yeah, right. I mean, I own a few that you pretty much they need to be that close to really see all the little details. And
Yeah.
all right,
Those
and then we've got
notes.
Cursed, and this to me shows what color can do. If we
Mhm.
look at the lower right-hand side on the original, you have the tentacle suckers, but they're in that kind of yellow gold colorway. And on the right, they've been moved over to that kind of azure. And all of the tentacles are now the same colorway. And you see the tentacles much more clearly on the shop version than you did in the original artwork. And I think, to me personally, that's an improvement. That it's just a color change. It's just a color change, but it directs the eye, and you notice that detail much more distinctly with that
Mhm.
color shift.
I concur.
Any other comments?
No.
Okay.
You pretty much summed it up. It's a good assessment there, Matt.
Okay. And well, here, I'll just hand this off to Glenn. What do you want to say about this?
Love the original and love the shop one just as much. I love what Casey did with the colors. I'm not sure what he did, but he made it just a little brighter and a little darker in some places, maybe. It stands out more. And I 150% love the green UV over the gray. I'm not a fan of gray UVs at all. Gray UV is boring. But I love the shop version of this. I might get 2 of them.
Nice. Nice.
What do you think, Matt?
I do not like the addition of more sparkles. I care about silhouette, and
Sure.
to me, that muddies the silhouette. So the shop changes make it less desirable for me than the original. I like the original much better. I like the green against the black, adding more, going from a black crown to a charcoal graphite. Now the color contrast is much less distinct. The planets are duller, they blend in. This is one case. I usually like most of the Casey's changes. I do not like these changes. So this was a loss for me personally.
See, I like both of them. If you told me like pick one, I don't. I'm not even sure which one I would pick because I love both of them.
You know, the tricky part with graphite too is that the all shades of gray always appear lighter in hand than they do in the mock-up. So so in my mind, that's still going to be considerably lighter even when you see it, you know,
Good point.
in finished product. So
Yeah,
I think
graphite-
black, you know, would have been my choice.
Graphite shows real dark, like on there,
Yeah.
but then you have it in hand.
Right. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
it's
even
not that dark at
nearly
all.
that dark. No.
Uh-uh.
Oh, well, that does suck. I didn't think about that.
It's a clean colorway though. Like I did a collab with Jason V, that Silent but Deadly, and it's a all monochromatic graphite, and I wear it all the time because it matches so much too, though. So it does look clean. But
That's true. That's a good point. You know, if you are someone who likes to match your hat colorway with whatever you're wearing to the day, and some people really do focus on that a lot, it does play nice with a lot of different, you know, things that you could wear.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Glenn, you having a beer?
Oh no, that's a creamy vanilla, zero sugar.
Sure, Glenn. Sure.
Represent the Georgia roots, right?
Yeah,
Coca-Cola. Got to go to the world of cloak and have the Beverly.
good old. Oh yeah, good old ATL caffeine.
All right, we got Milos's and Creature's dragon with the sword, or the sword through the dragon. Actually, any comments on this?
No, this one's like if you were playing highlights as a child and like spot the differences. Like Milos, you don't see his stuff get tweaked too much. You know what I mean?
Right.
His stuff is already so polished, man. It's great.
Yeah, it looks virtually unchanged other than the material
Yeah,
color.
maybe like sizing a little bit or something,
Sure,
maybe making it
right.
a little bit bigger or whatever, but the art still nails it. And then I see some of these and I'm like, man, I don't have a whole lot of maroon crowns. Like there's certain things that I love olive green. I wear it all the time. And I only have like a handful of hats that either have it on the crown or the brim. But it would have looked dope on the maroon too. Either way, you could throw that artwork with gosh knows how many different colors and it'll still stand out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore a maroon Chicago Blackhawks this week, and I've also got a dark maroon Detroit Red Wings, both from Toppers. And so he's been running a bunch of stuff. And there's a Columbus Blue Jackets hat that just hit the shop over there. And so he really likes the maroon crown.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an interesting color. It doesn't, maybe you can't wear it with everything, but I like it better than lime green, which is my nemesis. I can't ever find the right thing to wear with lime green. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
Matt definitely does not have the original Throw and Heat.
Well, I mentioned last week that there was a Cthulhu that was sold by Clink, and it was all in lime green.
Oh, no kidding.
And I sold it on eBay because I just never wore it.
Yeah.
I thought the artwork was good, but it just never got picked. And I had it for like 3 years, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well sell it to buy another Clink that I'm going to wear. So I sold the thing. And
yeah, I get it.
So maybe someone listening bought it. I don't know. All right, and then we've got unfortunately Adam's not here, our resident animal expert to talk about the difference between bison and buffalo. Despite my, I'm the resident the gay person, I'm not a fashion expert. I had literally never heard of buffalo plaid.
My wife hadn't either.
And this came up in the chat, and they're like, Adam's like, I hate the fact that they call it a buffalo. It's really a bison. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no word buffalo on this. And they were like, well, buffalo plaid. I'm like, again, what are you talking about? And they were like, you've never heard of buffalo plaid?
No. You don't have a whole lot of flannels, Matt?
Well, I'm from the Midwest. I have flannels. We just call it flannel.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe a tartan, but like I literally never heard that phrase before. So hey, you still learn stuff.
That's funny. That's great. Yeah, it's cool. Again, going to use more, fabrics and stuff. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be fun to see how this turns out.
Mm-hmm.
And Sierra had the crown on his hockey hat this week.
Mm-hmm.
Crits.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. That was a good one. I voted for that one.
This is one where the crown, the brim actually gets my eye, and it makes me more likely to buy it. So it's interesting that both this one and branch manager, typically on a lot of cases, especially win hats, we'll see the mock-up get shrunk when we see the shop version. But we had two hats where it actually grew. This logo is bigger than what we saw in the shop version. And the same thing was true with branch manager. It was actually larger decal size on the front than we saw in the original mock-up. So. All right. We got closing out this week. We've got checking his list. I called this one Silent Night. I don't know why it wasn't called that, but it's called Rejoice. Maybe there's lawsuits there too. I don't know. And then we've got the Pagan Christmas. And I personally pre-ordered both checking his list and Rejoice. It was honestly a tough call between the middle hat and the bottom hat for me. But I mentioned that in my mom's side, it's 100% German. So my ancestors came over from Switzerland and the southeast corner of Germany. And my grandmother still spoke a little Pennsylvania Dutch, as they called it. And she's still saying Silent Night in German. And ultimately, it came down to that personal connection. And so
that's nice.
Rejoice got pre-ordered.
Nice, man. That's cool. Yeah, that one's beautiful. Like, that's Jay, right? Or is it?
Yeah, I think that's
right.
Yeah,
Jay does great work. They're all fun holiday hats. I kind of talking about like knowing something from 10 feet away that Guardian Noel is awesome, man. Like,
yep.
I mean, once I saw him even submit that, I was like, well, that has to go because that'll be like a quintessential holiday hat. in the Clink community. I think it's pretty dope. It's Father Christmas not messing around.
All right, everybody, you got till Sunday midnight, and get your last one in. So thank you for we've still got 7 viewers for sticking it out, and I know there'll be a few people probably watching the rest of the week. Thanks for the folks in the chat, but especially thanks to Flanny. We didn't even call you Flanny.
That's okay. Oh, good, man.
I did.
Did you? Okay. Oh, sorry.
Appreciate you, Glenn.
One of these
No,
days, if I get up there by Cleveland, I got more counties to finish off on that side of Ohio. So
heck yeah, man.
I'll message you to find out where you bartend. I'll come up and
Absolutely. I
I'll order a drink in honor of Glenn, and
I love
we
it.
can sit there and
I'm
chat about that.
we're right here in Geneva, Darkroom Brewing, and I do go through Georgia quite a bit. Actually, when we travel down to Florida, I used to
Okay.
bartend at Variant Brewing in Roswell, Georgia. If you haven't been
Okay.
up there, have to go check them out. And then Service Brewing in Savannah. We lived in Savannah as well. But
Right on.
yeah, so I'll have to hit you guys up next time we pass through Georgia.
I would
Hey,
absolutely
sorry, I
grab
was
a
just
meal
going to
with
say,
you.
where do we get to see you on TV or in a movie?
Yeah.
I don't know if I kind of I got signed by a Doherty agency out of Cleveland and Pittsburgh, so I had a lot of auditions this year, which was
Okay.
really refreshing. And my wife, again, man, such a huge help. It's so funny. It's like, we're filming them in the garage and emailing them off to casting directors. I don't know if I can. I got like one line in this latest thing that was in Cleveland, so it'll pop up on my IMDb page.
Okay, cool.
But I'll post more like when I'm able to talk about stuff.
Sure, sure.
But yeah, it's fun, man. It's kind of fun getting back into that world. And my like self-worth isn't tied to it, like, crashing on couches and needing the next job. It's like, oh sweet, this audition came along, and I get to go work for a day on a movie set and then come home to the actual dream come true. But yeah, I'll hit you guys up. And yeah, absolutely, don't be strangers if you're near Cleveland. We're like maybe 50 minutes east of Cleveland. I've kind of talked to some of the guys like Josh Volts is in Indiana, Creatures in Indiana, about doing like some sort of a Midwest Clink meetup. I think that'd be fun. Yeah. But and again, I just want to say thanks for having me on, and the kind words, and please don't hesitate if people watching or whatever have feedback and stuff. I try to be as receptive as possible. We are all running around doing stuff and working on a bunch of different things at once, but I really do appreciate it, guys. I have a blast doing this, and nice to be able to take my wife out to dinner sometimes when a nice hat hits the shop.
There you go. Very
cool.
Being an artist is very solitary sometimes. My husband is trying to get creative writing published, and he's gotten some short stories published, and he's working on a novel. But like my hobby's like hockey. I go and we hang out at the rink and we skate around and like get to talk to people. And he has
get it
like
out of your system.
Once a month book club, and the same thing. Like you're working on your art, and like you're working on your iPad in the morning, and you might get a little bit of feedback from a few people, but like it can be tough, especially I have a lot of sympathy for all you folks that get voted on. It's brutal. Some of the votes I do not understand, and some of the work is not rewarded, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
And so I hope shows like us and just you getting some of you designers getting to talk, you realize that it's not just the percentage that you get on a hat, and there are people who love your work even if it doesn't get voted into the shop. So keep plugging away.
Yeah, 100%. And I think at the end of the day, like if you enjoy what you're doing, like you wake up and have fun with it, that's the important thing. Like truly it is, man. Like, you're going to face rejection God knows how many times in life. And it's not a matter of like, once you do the work, and if you're having fun with it and putting it out there, your job's already done. Once it's out there, and, if you can make one person smile or chuckle out of it, or a story that resonates in a deeper meaning, like, culturally, or a place you visited, then that's awesome, man. And then if it does in fact make its way out to a greater audience of being embroidered or whatever, that's just icing on the cake, right? So yeah, it's all fun, man. Gotta have fun with it.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll wrap
Okay.
up and tune in next week, and we'll see what we have in store. And I think towards the end of the year, I believe Clink usually skips the week between Christmas and New Year, so
Mhm.
I might do a show. We have our top overlooked hats, or maybe we'll do a top 25 of our favorite Clinks of 2025. We'll see, but we'll do something. I'm not traveling this year, so if it's just me, I'm going to come on and talk about Clinks on Monday. So if you're looking for some Clink entertainment or just want to talk about hats, please come back and we'll see you again. Take care.
Right on.